Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here. This time reviewing on the 2011 film Abduction. Now, usually I would have done my Christmas reviews, but I decided to give it a break and focus on something different. So, Abduction is a 2011 American romantic action thriller film that was directed by John Singleton, who also directed the film Boys in the Hood, Poetic Justice, and Fast and Furious. And the premise of the film is meant to be about Nathan Harper, played by Taylor Lautner, who is meant to be this 18-year-old high school student living in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, who is pretty much your typical typical main character, where he's well liked by everyone else. He basically has parents who care about him, and pretty much has these recurring nightmares where he's being seen by his doctor, played by Ripley from Aliens. So one day when him and well as his love interest Karen end up doing a school project on missing children, Nathan finds out that he's meant to kind of be one of these missing children, and later learns that there is much more truth about him and his true parentage. So after his fake parents get murdered, he goes on an epic adventure to learn more about the truth, as well as uncovering the truth about who his father is, as well as basically dealing with the CIA, also a dangerous terrorist, and an over-the-top plot. Now, I think the problem a bit with the film is that Nathan's character just feels generic, bland, and a complete Gary Stew. He kind of has no flaws. He's meant to kind of be this tough-as-nails fighter, and I feel when Taylor Lautner plays him, he tries to sound like this badass, but really he's not. And again, he's kind of shown to be a bit of an idiot, because after his house gets blown up, he decides to call the police, even though that's kind of a bad idea. And also, it just feels a bit enforced when you kind of have Sigourney Weaver character revealed to be part of the agency, and then just sort of seemingly dying, and then just coming back at the end to offer him a place to stay. When you've got Karen, she just feels like this really generic, boring, and if not typical love interest. Again, I feel when you have a love interest character throughout the film, you want them to be kind of relatable. And again, it's kind of clear Nathan's a bit of the rebound guy, because after Karen's love interest left, who's basically Flash Thompson from Spider-Man 2002, it's clear she starts to have more feelings for Nathan. And again, I feel when the film does try to get serious, it really tries to be this generic, over-the-top action film. And I still think Alfred Molina does a great job for one of the CIA guys, because he tries to be the voice of reason. He tries to get Nathan on his side. And yeah, most of his agents do die, because he could have just talked to him properly about it. Also, when you kind of got the terrorist guy, Nikola Koval, he's kind of just thrown in to be this really bland, generic, and really just character who just shows up for some scenes. Again, when you've got a villain who wants to show up for more scenes, make them relatable. And yeah, it's kind of clear Nathan's father just kind of used Nathan as a kind of Trojan horse, as there is more truths about Nathan, and that there is basically more about the CIA databanks that was stolen. And yeah, it just feels a bit irresponsible, putting a young kid in danger. And I would say I feel a bit sorry for John Singleton, because he has directed some good films. I feel this one feels like this wasn't his big final moment. And again, they seem to build up for a sequel that just never got around. And by the end of it, it just feels like Taylor Lautner's career ending after this point was the straw that hit the camel's back. Because I think I think girls like him in Twilight, when he's doing something different, it just feels like he tries to sound like this badass when he clearly shouldn't be. And again, the plot of the film is almost taken from the film and book The Face on the Milk Carton by mixing it with a sort of big action blockbuster. And this came out in 2011 near the end. It was like that mark at the end that there was not going to be any more good movies afterwards. Well, there would be some hidden gems. So by the end of it, Abduction lifted the gun and just shot badly. The film deserves a thumbs down. Not great, not good, and not one of the best. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.